On today's show, we have a live guest in studio.
Are you mad? A live guest?
Well, maybe a little mad. Get it? Little mad? That's a hint.
Oh, you mean we're going to have my friend in Wisconsin, Madman, Mark Madson, on our show?
Yeah, you see what I did there? Where I said mad, and he owns the Little Limestone Company.
Yeah, well, then we should get started. He has so much going on. This could take a full half hour.
Welcome to What Happened to the World Today. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show and podcast.
And there's someone sitting next to you.
Where? Oh, my God. Oh, I didn't even see you come in. Hey, this is Mark Madson, otherwise known as Mr. Little. Why are you Mr. Little?
Well, because Mr. Big is Mr. Big, and then I'm a little bit shorter, so I'm Mr. Little.
Oh, I thought it had something to do with the Little Limestone Company.
Well, the actual real truth is that, yes, my stepfather's name was Kenneth Little, and so it's the Little Limestone Company, the littlest limestone company in the world, and I am the president and owner of the littlest limestone company in the world. That's why they call me Mr. Little.
Okay, and first off,
yeah,
I do want everyone to know that that Mark is like, he's pretty buff. You got to go to his website. Check out his website, which is markmadson.com. We'll put the link down there. But the reason he has a limestone company is because he just goes down to the quarry and crushes the limestone with his hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes his forehead, whatever.
I like breaking rocks.
But I have seen him crush it with his hands.
Yeah. I like breaking rocks in the hot sun. That's my job.
That is his job. So you have a lot of other things, which we'll get into in a little bit. But you're known as the Wisconsin Madman. Now, is it just the Madman because it's short for Madson, or is it because of the things that you do, or a combination?
Well, combination thereof. I've done many things throughout my life, starting when I was in 7th grade, pretty much when I took the engine off my lawnmower, put it on my bicycle, and left home for a week.
So I read that. So, did you run out of gas and that's why you had to come back, or what? How far did you make it?
Well, actually, it was a planned trip. We probably didn't go more than 10 miles away from home, but kind of felt like we went around the world. When you're in 7th grade, that is almost around the world. We planned it. Me and my buddy got on our bikes and took off. We felt like we were, kind of like Hell's Angels or something like that. And
It's great.
Yeah, Easy Rider. It was kind of basically just like that. We took off and came back in a week. We had a heck of a time.
That is awesome. So I kind of skipped ahead in a little bit about what Mark does, but so Scott, how did you meet Mark?
Oh, goodness gracious. We were both strippers.
I was the good-looking one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw that Chippendales thing on Saturday Night Live with Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze. So, okay, I'll buy that.
Actually, I met Mark through Ron Bigelow, who's known as Mr. Big, because I've known Ron 30 years.
Do me a favor, bring the mic up a little bit. So it's up higher. It seemed to have gone away a little bit. Bring it into the shot more.
I hate when that happens. Yeah, but that looks
good.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
It seemed like it dropped down again. Is it dropping down? Tighten it up.
There we go.
Put it in the shot. I don't care.
Okay.
It's not blocking anything. That's good. It's just Scott's out. Mark, You're awesome, Mark. Scott's out. But go ahead, Scott.
That's because I'm facing the screen instead of facing the microphone.
Okay. So you met him and you guys formed a friendship?
Well, sort of. I mean, we're friends. The thing is, me, I work 7 freaking days a week, so I don't socialize with any of my friends. Except you. On here.
Yeah.
Because you're in Las Vegas. And I'm here. We can't, go out and have dinner together. It really sucks.
Right. So Mark's had a very, very colorful and fun life. What is the most fun thing you've gotten to see Mark do?
I watched him I didn't watch him put it up there, but 2 days after it went up there, I saw it. See the truck in the tree? That's a truck in a tree.
I heard it's a tree house.
It is a tree house. It's a tree house for my son. When my son was about 13 years old, he wanted a tree house. So we kind of got this idea that we would put the truck in the tree and make a tree house out of it. It's like a prefab tree house. It actually worked really well. It's been up there for 25 years.
It's the anniversary.
Really? Woo! Wow. Okay, so that looks pretty good for 25 years.
Yeah, it's actually worth quite a lot now. It's worth more now, obviously, than it was when I put it up there. It's worth, right now, the way it's sitting there, it's worth about 15 grand. Which is the truth. You know, try to go buy one of those.
Now there's a treehouse that's appreciated. I've heard about buying real estate and making money, but that's a different way of doing it.
He didn't buy real estate. He created real estate.
Yeah. All right, so you've done that. Then you've also done the Packermobile, which is like probably one of the craziest things that I've heard of somebody doing, because you started the trip during the Super Bowl at Lambeau Field in a convertible.
Yes.
Kind of. Yes.
In February.
Why? Okay. Why?
Okay.
How? What?
Okay.
Where'd this idea come from?
Okay, so I'm in Lake Geneva at Champs Bar, watching the Packers.
Say no more. We're done. Okay,
Yeah,
at the bar.
right. Watching the Packers beat the Bears. And this guy in there who's named the Snowman because he is the Snowman, and I'm the Iceman. So the Snowman says to me, he says, you know, if the Packers win and go to the Super Bowl, we ought to be driving the Packermobile to the Super Bowl. And that's the first day I met him. And 2 weeks later, we're on our way 10 below zero to the Super Bowl in a topless car. The Iceman and the Snowman, 10 below zero, no top.
They were on nationwide TV.
We were everywhere.
But you can see from the picture behind, which we'll get to in a minute, there's a reoccurring theme in your vehicles. Now, I did not see a surfboard on the treehouse, but the surfboard, did you get a lot of use out of that in the snow, or what's with that?
Well, it doesn't provide much shelter, but it's a heck of a platform for intoxicated women, and there's a pole on there that we have this flag on there that disguises the stripper pole as a flagpole. So, the light goes on. So
Chick magnet.
The chick magnet, and let me tell you, it's a chick magnet. So, hey, you got to have a little incentive when you're driving around freezing. And actually, the car is well insulated. We were warm most of the time, and we had a heck of a good time. But we cut the roof off. It's redesigned aerodynamically, and if you really take a look at the car, there was a lot of thought that went into it, a lot of engineering, so that you don't really get cold while you're driving. It's aerodynamically sound. It's like a street roadster instead of convertible, actually.
So you do know they make Cadillac convertibles. You didn't have to cut the roof off, right? You could have just got a Cadillac convertible, just put the top down.
Yeah.
He really is a madman. He's
Yeah.
like, just cut the top off.
It's the statement. If you're a Packer fan, there's no going back. And it's really not a convertible of converting from a top car to a topless car. The reason it's called a convertible, especially for the Super Bowl, is not everybody's team is playing in the Super Bowl. Hello, there's only 2 teams playing. So your team most likely ain't playing, but yet you still want to root for a team. So the catch is you want to convert the regular other players of San Francisco, Minnesota, wherever, into Packer fans for the Super Bowl weekend. So that's why it's called a convertible. It converts other fans into Packer fans for the Super Bowl weekend.
I like that. That is good. Well, you converted me.
Yes.
I was a Bears fan, but I don't want to cheer for a loser anymore. So
Yeah.
I will cheer for the Packers. We've won the Super Bowl once.
Yeah.
Once.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, but you had some. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, and we did a dance about it.
All time.
Yeah. Well, that does help. Hey,
I like the convertible better.
yeah. I mean, we don't cut on any other teams or any other fans. That's our thing. We respect everybody else and respect them for the way they like their team and everything. Everybody should have their own team and should be happy with it. They shouldn't be picking on other people. That doesn't make any sense.
That's right. You know what? If you enjoy the sport, cheer on the winners.
Yeah. You know,
So looking at that picture back there, is that chains on the back of the tire? Do you have tire chains on that one?
oh, chains like that.
Yeah, like snow
Okay.
chains.
That's snow. And
Yeah.
it is, and don't take offense to this, is an Eldorado, so it's front wheel drive. But it's snow, and there's a lot of it. But it does have brand new truck tires on it, which were the absolute biggest tires I could possibly get, and it goes through snow like you wouldn't believe. Awesome.
Well, not only that, but Scott, move your head a little bit towards Mark. Scott, there you go. You see the horns on the front of there?
Oh yeah, right there. See?
Well, you can see those?
Yeah.
That's a reoccurring thing. Also, on the next vehicle I want to talk about is this the same vehicle or is this a different vehicle? Because now you have a floating or a boat Cadillac boat. What do you call that?
We call it the Cadillac boat car. That is actually a 1975 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. That is not the same as the Cadillac Eldorado.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's Cadillac Coupe de Ville. I bought that and made it into a floating boat. And I don't know if you're familiar, but the question is, are you familiar with college engineers that have this challenge to make a concrete canoe? Have you ever heard of the challenge?
I've not heard of that one. I've heard of some challenges, but I've not, or maybe I have, but.
Okay, well, if you go to the University of Madison, Milwaukee engineering, any engineering school, they'll have a contest for the kids, the students, see if you can make a concrete canoe. Because it's kind of tricky. There's a few things. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more scientific engineering going in to making a Cadillac float than there is to make a concrete canoe, because I've done it.
I believe that.
To get the buoyancy, so it's floating the right height, front, back, sideways, all that kind of stuff. They have the right depth. It looks like it's, driving right through the water. It's awesome.
Which is really, really cool. Scott, do you have a picture of that?
I was looking. I do not see
All right. Well, he'll grab one and put one up here in a little bit. But some of the features that I've noticed that you like, there's a surfboard on that also.
Yeah.
So wait, is there a pole in this too? I didn't notice. I'm going to have to go back and look now. I want to see if there was a. I don't have a picture, and I'll have to find a picture. But
there's a video.
Was there a pole in that one too?
A pole?
Yeah, the stripper pole through the thing.
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
it's okay. So that's a main feature, and it has horns also.
Yeah, horns, stripper pole, and a platform.
Okay.
There you go.
So you have a reoccurring theme going here. I love that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of essence of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a snowman.
And what was it? So I saw these all on Only in America with Larry the Cable Guy. What was it that got you onto that show? How did you? Was it everything? Was it you? Was it what drew them to you besides your awesome imagination?
Okay. Well, it all started back in the day when they had this TV show called Junkyard Wars.
Oh, I remember that show.
Okay. So I sent them my website. They looked at it and they wanted me on the show. Okay. So from that, I'll try not to make this too long, but okay, I went and I was on that show. Everybody, all the other participants that were on that show were either intoxicated or stoned the night before. I'm not kidding you. I went out to dinner with the producer of the show and did not drink any alcohol. And ever since then, the guy kind of thought maybe I had my act together. So then, since knowing him, who is Eddie, I don't know if I should mention his last name, but Eddie. Anyways, so then he got me on all these other shows.
Very
and
cool.
knowing other people, that's what got me on.
So were you on one of the teams or were you one of the builders on Junkyard Wars? Because I remember watching that show.
Yeah, well, they're teams and a team of builders, and we had 3 guys on each team.
Okay.
And it was a blast.
Yeah, it was a very fun show. So everybody go search up that show, find out what episode that Mark was on. But that's good. Go watch. We'll put links up to like your website. We'll put links up to the Made in America show. We'll put Scott, find which episode that was. We just put up the Junkyard Wars. Let everybody watch that. Find him. But that's all. I love that. I love this.
And you know why he does all this stuff? Because he's a positive person.
Right.
Positive attitude. Yep.
And we're going to do a genuine positivity message now, which is part of our show. And is there any reason you picked this one as opposed to one of finding one at Marquette?
I picked this one because it has to do with the kind of stuff that Mark does.
Okay. Go for it.
It costs nothing to think bigger than you are, but it costs a fortune to think less of yourself. Ol Daniel.
Makes sense.
See, and I'm gonna go with a secondary positivity message.
Okay.
Because I like Mark's positive message. And Mark's positive message is upside down and backwards is actually frontwards.
Oh, you got that off the website, didn't you?
Yeah.
That plus that's what he says.
Oh.
I told you I did my research.
Yeah. It's good.
So I do like that too, because you're right. Because sometimes to get where you need to go, you need to flip things over.
Yeah. And from a mechanical standpoint, this was my mechanical autobiography. If you take the gear train, like in the rear end differential of a truck, you turn it upside down and backwards, it's actually going frontwards.
That is true.
It is.
That is true.
And so that's why with my lawnmowers, I get racing lawnmowers. If you take your regular lawnmower, turn it upside down and backwards, it's going frontwards.
Oh, that's right. That's how they
I got some pretty awesome lawnmowers on here that we made when my son was 13, 14. We were having a blast, by the way. We even had more fun when he went to college, let me tell you.
Yeah, but you never create anything dangerous, do you?
Well, yeah. You mean like that behind us here?
What's behind us?
Yeah. As we got carried away that day. I only did that once.
Oh, just once?
Just once.
That's all it took?
Yeah.
Once successfully.
All right, you didn't really it
no.
looks like it.
There was pretty hot. It was a hot time. It was a lot of jet fuel.
So that's literally a jet fuel in a regular engine, not a jet engine?
Correct. I injected jet fuel into the exhaust, so it's not burning through the engine because otherwise it'd be burning.
It would melt the engine, yeah.
So it's coming out, it's burning out the exhaust, which is the way a lot of these jet cars and everybody else does it too, but whatever. Just looks better. And it is better. Safe. Whatever.
It's still pretty cool.
Oh, it's awesome. You ought to have been there.
So now do you do a lot of this stuff in your quarry because it's safe down there on the bottom, or you're just building because you're bored?
I'm never bored. I'm always working like a madman, and I'm always busy, and I don't have time to screw around. That's why I'm building all this important stuff, like that lawnmower or anything else.
Is that a lawnmower?
That's a lawnmower. That's my big black lawnmower, which is at a museum right now on loan at the Historic Auto Museum in Rockton, Illinois.
There you go. How fast can that cut lawns?
Real fast. We're just mow everything down in sight. It's awesome.
I was going to say, it just cuts down everything. Bushes, trees,
you name it, you know.
Small children, whatever's in the way.
Yeah, it's awesome. Turf Saver tires on there, too.
I see that. I'm like, holy cow.
Obviously, that's my kid, Luke Madson, who's my pride and joy.
Who's no longer that small.
No, he's not that small.
No. He said college, so I'm sure he's out of college now. Is he helping you run the business?
Yes, he's helped me run the business or vice versa. And he's like almost 40 years old now. It's hard to believe.
That's awesome.
It is hard to believe.
And so much fun on the phone as his dad.
Yeah.
So now the fun thing is you get to play with explosives.
Yes.
And I say play because I did fireworks shows professionally for 36 years. So even though it's a very serious business and you got to be careful because one mistake can hurt somebody pretty severely,
yes.
It definitely seems like being able to blow up walls in a sandstone quarry or in any kind of would be kind of fun.
Oh, it's awesome. It is. I mean, it's like it's like $10,000 worth of explosives going off all at once in about 5 seconds. I mean, and it's a timed thing, so it does take, like 5 seconds. It's awesome.
Right. Yeah. See videos of that. And you have some of that on your webpage too. So again, everybody, get out to markmadson.com. You got to check all this stuff out. It's unbelievable. So So what's with the crane drops? So
My crane drop? Okay,
Yes.
well, I was at an auction one day, and I ended up buying a crane that I didn't need, obviously. So I was going to make the world's biggest and coolest weather vane out of this crane that I bought. And on top of the crane, somewhat very similar to the truck in the tree, which I've gotten millions of dollars worth of advertising from that, I thought I would make an even more famous weather vane on the top of my crane that I bought. Unfortunately for me, nobody was smart enough to want to advertise with that. I was going to have a NASCAR style pickup truck, racing pickup truck on there that was built as a weather vane because of fiberglass and have it narrowed. And then, so it's sponsored by Budweiser or by Miller or whoever. Well, they weren't smart enough to go for that. So I ended up just using it to pick up cars and drop. It was a blast, let me tell you. I made a special release mechanism. So you know, normally you got to drop it with the line, but this just is. And
you got a quick disconnect on it, so you.
Yeah, total disconnect. Just drops it right down. So we were dropping cars like crazy. It was a blast. I dropped my ex-wife's car by accident. Anyways,
it was in the line. We just hooked it up
by accident for any legal.
Yeah. It did appear in Hot Rod Magazine twice, which was pretty amazing. Try to get your car in Hot Rod Magazine sometime.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
And then I ended up selling that crane to one of the most awesome, world-famous sculptors who makes heavy metal structural steel sculptures, and he needed this crane in order to make his sculptures. So he bought the crane from me, and then we were like buddies after that, and I went to New York and helped him do some stuff, and he's got sculptures all over the world that he makes with
That's very, very, very cool.
Yeah, so you meet a lot of really cool people doing really cool stuff, in other words, like this guy.
Yeah, no, you do. And that's one of the things that Scott and I always talk about is, you know, if you're a positive person and you have the right energy behind you and you're doing things for the right reason, so, you know, for fun, I always say I will go out and do anything as long as three things hit the priority. You go come to me and say, hey, Steve, you want to do this? I'm going to say yes if, number one, it's legal. Number two, it's not immoral. And number three, the outcome is not somebody's going to die. I mean, somebody could get hurt. They are dangerous things that I do. But as long as we're not going, that guy's going to die when we're done with it. I'm good. I'm in. So far, everything you're done is like, I'm in. I'm like, you'd be a heck of a lot of fun to hang around with and play with some of the toys and help you do stuff. But one of the big things that I see you have a birthday challenge.
Yes.
So talk to me about this birthday challenge because I may have to do it.
Okay. Well, there's $100 for anybody who can do the birthday challenge. It's age compensated, you know, so it's kind of fair. Because I kind of did this when my kid was in college, and I was like 50 and he's like 25. So I'm like twice his age. So it's really not fair to have a 25-year-old guy compete with a 50-year-old guy.
Yep.
Because they don't have a chance. So anyway, so the way it is it's your age in pull-ups. So I'm 50, they're 25. Twice your age in push-ups. That's 100 for me. Your age in dips, you know, if you're doing a dip.
Yep.
Up and down a 16-foot pegboard twice in a row. And a true one-handed pull-up, not these make-believe two-handed ones, a one-handed pull-up with each hand. Try doing that sometime, and then you'll get $100. There's only been 2 people on the planet that have done that besides me.
That is an amazing challenge. I have a long way to go and a lot of work to do to get there.
I'm one of them. My nose grew again.
Yeah,
damn it!
Nose is getting longer.
Wow. Yeah,
I could even do it.
Yeah, that is true. True. Now, have you always worked out, or is that later?
Well, I wrestled when I was in high school, so I was
Okay.
in pretty good shape, and you know all that kind of high school stuff. And then I really kicked it in when I did the Bill Phillips Body for Life program when I was 48, which is in 2000. I did it the first time, and I did pretty good. They featured me in the magazine. When I was 50, I was featured in Muscle Media Magazine, I was in Ironman and in Flex. Plus, I was in pretty good shape. And my kid was in college, so I was up there messing around with all these college kids and making them feel bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's a video on his website you can go to where he does 100 push-ups in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
100 push-ups in 60 seconds. For those of you who can't do math, that's more than one push-up every second.
All right. Now, how many push-ups do you think I could do in 60 seconds?
One?
Yeah.
No, I could do more than one.
I don't think, not a legit one. Maybe a girl push-up.
I do straight back. You betcha. I'm anal about that.
Well, yeah, he doesn't got to go down as far, though.
Yeah.
You know,
No, the chest has got to hit. The stomach can't stop you from hitting.
Yeah.
In 60 seconds, I could probably do 10.
Really?
Yeah, and then when
That's
I hit the
pretty good.
ball, I'm like dripping sweat, panting like a locomotive, and thinking I'm dying.
Yeah, well, so we were just, I don't know what they were talking about, but the Metro Police Department here has to pass their physical, they've got to do 35 push-ups. No, 35 sit-ups, 20 push-ups, and they got to run 400 meters in under a minute and a half or something like that. I don't know. It was some. I was like, that's like
It's not that hard.
No, not. I was like, okay. So you can't be good.
Yeah.
Well, for you and I, yeah. But yeah, so Mark, I want to say thank you very, very much for being on the show. Is there? I mean, I tried to cover as much as I could. Truly, you are the kind of person that I admire. Somebody who has had their career that they've made fun, so they enjoy doing it. So it's not, who said it? Was it Franklin or Edison? To make your avocation your vocation. Or, is that right? I think that what it is, and you'll never be bored. And it sounds like that's what you've done. You've something you enjoy doing it. And,
Okay, and one other thing, in case of those of you, again, that have math issues, if you figure it out, he was 48 years old in 2000, that's 19 years ago, that makes him 67.
Correct.
Okay? Now, are you willing to show them what you still look like at 67?
Yeah.
Take your shirt off.
oh, geez.
67 years old.
At the end, straighten out my hair.
Oh. All right, Scott, your turn.
No.
Take your shirt off.
That would scare any of our viewers.
Dude.
So anyway.
You look great, man. Still got a six-pack. Scott and I have kegs.
Yes, we have kegs. Actually, I've lost 24 pounds because of my DOT physical thing. So I think I'm down to a quarter barrel.
Oh, okay.
A pony keg now.
All right, we got one more thing to do. We got to do our phrase origin story before we close out our show.
All right. Well, it seems like Diehard would be appropriate for Mark because Mark's the kind of guy that strong, dedicated, particular beliefs. He's a diehard. I mean, what a great just to be able to work out like you've done, be able to take your business and grow it as you have, and yet have fun with it. It seems like everything you've done lives up to the term diehard. And it's not the movie; it's the actual someone with strong dedication to a particular set of beliefs. Diehard had its literal meanings in the 1700s. It was expression to describe condemned men who struggled the longest when they were hanging. Kind of weird, but the guys who were like, "I'm not guilty, I'm not doing it." They were, while they were hanging, they died the hardest. So the phrase later became more popular in the 1811s when British officer William Inglis supposedly urged his unit forward, stand your ground and die hard. So kind of makes sense. That was during the Napoleonic Wars. So standing your ground and dying hard, make the enemy pay for each of us. So the whole troop was named, the whole regiment was named the Diehards. So that's how that term became part of our culture. And I think it's important that people do stand their ground and stand up for what they believe and actually help other people to get to where they are. And that's why I really like Mark's website. Again, markmadson.com.
One last thing, he also has a book.
Yeah.
You see that on the website. I think you brought it with us, but we're out of time.
No, well, show me the book. I'll extend. I'll extend for the book.
Oh, you're sitting on it. How convenient is that?
I'll extend for the book. Are you kidding me?
Okay, this is just the file. The file of. Ooh, yeah. It was in Maxim magazine. It was in all these different magazines. The Inquirer, off. All. It's been in all these different magazines. But this isn't the book that I have. I've got. That's okay. I got the book of the creations of the Wisconsin Madman out of my truck. But whatever.
That is cool.
You can buy the book on his website.
The book on the website, yeah. And it's an interesting book. It's a very positive, well done book that I wrote about my life story. I need to write the rest of it. That was like.
Don't you have to live it yet? You still got another 40 years to go.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got to go up to this point and then do another one.
Part 2 of many more.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's writing your life story. It is a lot more work than anybody could imagine. Let me tell you. But everybody should do it.
It says the history of a madman on his way to hot rod heaven. The Wisconsin Madman, Creations of the Wisconsin Madman, by my book, The Wisconsin Madman.
Perfect.
So, that's awesome. Well, everybody, I want you to
get it for free. It's in the upper right-hand corner of my website. I mean, you can kind of like download it or look at it, see if you like it, but it's kind of nice to have the printed copy in your hand.
Yeah. Free PDF takes 90 seconds to download. But no, get it down. Get on our website. Get on his website. Get that. Scott, we'll buy a copy. We'll buy a couple copies and get them autographed.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. So, Mark, thank you very, very much for being with us today. Really, really appreciate it. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching.
And if you feel our show is not a bad life decision,
then please subscribe, like, watch our other shows and channels. Go to whathappened.world. That's right, we're at .world down there. Go to our webpage. Go to Mark Madson's webpage, markmadson.com. Go see Fun Guy the Entertainer cooks for you. Scott cooks all kinds of food and stuff like that. Check out our podcast. The podcasts are a lot of fun on iTunes and Google Play. So we're on both of the big ones. And go to YouTube and check out our Facebook and Instagram and all that other fun stuff. But with that, I want you to live every day, and we'll see you at the next show.
be genuinely positive, live and love life, and have a good one.
Crazy, and just it remains me.